A relatively quick meeting. We're actually doing two different meetings between two locations. So we have one topic and one person talking about a topic here and a different topic up north. So when the video is posted, we need you all to watch it. So Andrew came up with an idea to improve our warehouse ticket system. We think it's a great idea. Right now, we currently find random warehouse tickets that are partially filled out all over the place. And it's hurting you guys because you guys aren't getting paid. So he came up with a way to do it electronically, so we get away from paper. And the benefit to that for you guys is you actually have an email confirmation that you submitted it. So sometimes you guys forget to submit it. That way you know you submitted it and you have a copy of it in your email. Another benefit is if you forget to do it and you're driving home and you remember to do it, you can do it at any time. So this is a benefit to you guys. It's a benefit to us is now we have legible copies because half the time you guys can't write to save your life. And we're actually getting the information. We want to make sure you guys are getting paid. That's the main thing. And this is a way to make sure you guys are getting paid. So what I want you all to do right now is get out your phones. Andrew sent the link this morning, and he's going to walk it through with you and explain to you how to fill it out. All right. Just speak up, because it's being recorded.
All right, I'm just gonna wait until everyone's got it open. Is everybody good to go? All right. Waiting for Sandra here for a second. You ready? Or you want to do it on my phone and follow along? Okay, you got it? Yeah. All right. So I hope it's as simple and easy to do as possible. The first part is going to be just typing your email. So like David was saying, that's how you're going to get a copy of it. The first page is just your email, if you were in Longmont or Fort Collins that day, which day you worked, and then there's going to be like a drop-down list for names. That way, when David's looking at it, it's easy to see, like, instead of people typing names uppercase, lowercase, half your name, your nickname, this is just going to be a standard, easy way to look at it. And there's just one more page after you hit next over there. Just like we had on the paper tickets, you're going to write the customer and what you did that day, and then the time you started and finished, and then you hit done.
It's very simple. Once you fill it out once, a lot of your phones will and you put in your email. A lot of times when you start to type your email, you can autofill, so you're not going to type it out every time, as far as your email is concerned. The times you put in there need to be in 15-minute increments, meaning 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, not 8:07, 8:22. You round it to the nearest 15-minute increment, okay? In the customer name and description, you guys need to you can put as many different as you can in there. So if you did 4 different things in the warehouse, I need you to write all 4 different things. Because some of the times, some of the stuff you do in the warehouse actually goes on a work ticket and not paid hourly, non-revenue. And that's important to you guys because typically work tickets pay more than hourly revenue. So you need to put all the ones in there. And what'll happen is if I see multiple on there and I notice one of those is actually a work ticket job, I will probably reach out to you and say, hey, I see you did this. Do you kind of remember how many hours you did on this? I'm thinking it should have taken this amount of time, and it'll just prompt me to ask you a question, okay? But I need you guys to put plenty of detail on there. That's the more time-consuming thing. Other than that, this is going to go really fast to fill out. It's going to take a little more time to actually type out customer name and a brief description of it. This is required as of today. We are no longer doing paper work tickets. It's all electronic. Okay? And again, this is for you guys. This is to benefit you, to make sure you are paid properly and accurately. Do any of you have any questions on any of this?
Not questions, but I just wanted to add, like, I have told quite a few of you to add whatever vendor you're doing, copy this, all that stuff, because I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I've been trying to explain to people, it's not always gonna be $15 an hour, that crap. It's, if you put the hotel name or whoever you're working on, and I don't know if you could explain it to them, but I mean, you kinda did, you're just saying it's a work ticket, but I've been trying to tell everyone, because everyone is, it's like, dude, it's almost like the hardest work is out there doing the hotel stuff, and it's harder than actually being on a job site, and obviously it's not the best pay, but that's when I try to explain, there is a process, there is a way, so I don't know if you wanna go into more depth with that.
There is, so every job pays differently, as you guys notice, whether you're on the street or in here, it's the exact same thing. We get paid for everything we do. There are some things you don't get paid for, so those don't pay as well as others. We don't wanna pay you guys hourly, we really don't, because that means we're making less money. As we've said multiple times, we want you guys to make as much money as possible, because the more money you guys make, more money we make. So we need to make sure we're capturing everything we possibly can. That's why I always ask you drivers to write debris removal on your work tickets, because there's so many times that it's a billable charge that we don't charge for. Little things like that. So, I mean, paperwork is key. Paperwork is what we need to properly pay and bill our customers so we all get paid as much as possible. Yeah, that's pretty much
So
it.
in a nutshell, you're not really making the $15 or $18 an hour, not all the time.
No, not all the time, and actually rarely. So even when we do that, I typically upscale it if I have enough revenue in another job. Like if your base pay is 15, I try and pay 16, 17, 18. I try and up it at least $1. It's very rare that we pay your base pay, and we avoid it at all costs. But I need that information to justify that. So I need you guys to make sure you're putting as much information on these as possible. Any other questions?
I got a question. How much like trash would count for us to call it a debris removal? Like, how many boxes or like, before you can
If
rank?
you bring back anything back.
Anything?
Because a lot of times you might bring back a skid and a couple boxes, and I'll see when and I see that on the work ticket, I'm processing the bill, and I look at what we quoted the customer, and there's no debris on their quote. So then what I'll do is I'll call the driver and say, hey, what did you bring back?
Okay.
And then if he says it's one skid, one box, depending on the customer, I might just let it go, or I might call itself and say, hey, we brought back this, we didn't quote for this, I'm gonna have to charge this for that, can you make sure your customer knows that? It's better to overshare than undershare.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's just prompting another question for us in the back end to ask our customers, ask our salespeople, what more can we get away with charging?
Okay.
Even if it's on the CSO, should we still write down our equipment as well?
Yes, you mean leave left on site?
Left on site or that we used on the job?
Using the job and brought back, no, if it's on the CSO. If it's anything left on site, I don't care what it is, it needs to be written on the work ticket. A lot of times we've been leaving like we do kitting, we're leaving speed packs on site or maybe a four-wheeler. So now what I'm doing is when I see that, I'm actually billing the customer for the speed packs, it's not in their quote, and I have a prompt saying if it's returned, we credit it back. That way, when we're leaving equipment on site that we don't get back, we're actually getting revenue for. Because we've been bleeding equipment and material like crazy, and that's one of the things we've been being more diligent about. So you leave anything on site, regardless of what it is, put it on the work ticket. You use any, just like when you're packing, you're writing it on the work ticket or your AR-23. It's the same premise. We want to charge for everything we're leaving on the site.
So I had a question about like military jobs for the debris removal. So I just don't, like when we're unwrapping furniture on military jobs, obviously everything's wrapped in brown paper. Is that included in that, or do we need to write the debris removal because we took all the brown paper?
On military international, it's included in the price.
Okay.
But just to make things simple, write debris removal on it. All it's doing is prompting a question. So it's better to have too much than not enough. So just get in the habit, if you bring back debris, write it on.
Alright.
Just make it simple. Any other questions?
I have a question. If someone take I'm missing one of my dollars. I haven't seen it in a couple of days. Someone
borrowed
else
it.
took it.
Borrowed one
I
yesterday.
think it's in the back of 36.
Okay. I just wanted, because a couple of days I haven't seen it.
Okay.
That's all I have.
I've
double
got
check
it.
before everyone
It's in the
heads out.
back of 36. We used it on Saturday and forgot to bring it back.
Cause I been looking for it
Yeah,
a couple
I've
days.
got it.
That's
My
all I'm
bad.
here for.
All
Oh,
right.
you're good. My bad.
Good talk. Good talk. All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.